Could Matt Stafford be on his way out of Detroit? What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL, and here to talk about a rumor in regards to Matt Stafford. Before I do, if you're new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe if you have not done so already. I do talk a lot of NFL on this channel, and you don't want to miss out. So make sure to go ahead and hit the bell icon to be notified every time I drop a new video. And make sure you are following me, guys, on all my social media platforms. So with that being said, let's get into it. So you guys know I have been making a ton of offseason content on NFL quarterbacks, mainly Deshaun Watson, because he's unhappy and wants out of Houston. But that is not to say there aren't other quarterbacks that could potentially be available for teams this offseason. And when I tell you there are a number of teams that need quarterbacks, oh boy, like more than half the league, folks. I mean, with Drew Brees now retiring, Philip Rivers retiring. Well, actually, I don't think Drew Brees is confirmed yet, but he most likely will. With teams moving on from guys, like there are so many teams that need quarterbacks that it is going to be an interesting offseason. And Deshaun Watson's the hot name. He's the sexy name, the big name, but there are other guys out there that could be available. And one of the guys I've been talking about is Matt Stafford. Now, according to Boomer Esiason, he says that Matt Stafford wants out of Detroit. Now, this isn't an Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter type of source, right? Where we can say, oh my God, you know, it's actually happening. But it is still a source. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because, to me, it just never made sense for why Matt Stafford wants to stay with Detroit. If Matt Stafford's okay just riding out his career, how it's been, and never winning a championship, cool, stay in Detroit. But if he wants to win something, if he wants to actually go to the playoffs and do something significant, it's more than well past time for Matt Stafford to move on. And I need Matt Stafford to understand that the Detroit Lions, I know they just hired a new coach. I don't see them really doing much, at least in the first couple of seasons, with obviously a new head coach, a new regime, and Dan Campbell there. So the Detroit Lions really aren't going to be in position to compete, right? I don't expect them to have a huge offseason. Yeah, you can go from last to worst, but are they really going to be at that level of the other Super Bowl contenders? I don't think so. And so for Matt Stafford, it makes all the sense in the world to want out and to go to another team. And I'm not even talking about my Chicago Bears, who I would love to get Matt Stafford. We'll talk about them in just a second, but just other quarterback options like we just talked about, right? Indianapolis Colts, they need a quarterback now with Philip Rivers gone. You had Matt Stafford at the Colts, that's a Super Bowl team. That's a Super Bowl team. They're a quarterback away. They went to the playoffs with Philip Rivers. Stafford right now is better than Philip Rivers. Obviously, Rivers retired. And so that's my point. Matt Stafford should have won out. There's plenty of options out there where you had a guy the caliber of Matt Stafford, and that team becomes a Super Bowl contender. Now, real quickly talking about my Chicago Bears, I have no issues with this. I would love Matt Stafford. People think Matt Stafford's ancient. Folks, he's 32. He's 32. That's it, okay? He's still got plenty of good years left. The Bears are just like the Colts. I believe they're a quarterback away from seriously competing for a Super Bowl if they bring their defense back and, you know, the team stays intact and you get A-Rod back and whatnot. I truly believe that. I believe with Matt Stafford, the Bears would be Super Bowl contenders. Obviously not to the level of a Deshaun Watson, because I do think Watson's better. But Matt Stafford's still a very good quarterback. Absolutely. So he's got 2 years left on his deal. The price for trading for a guy like Matt Stafford would be significantly less than a Deshaun Watson. You would still have to trade multiple first-round picks, but it would not be 3 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, and a young star player. You know, it'd be something along the lines of maybe 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, and maybe a 4th round, 3rd round pick, and a young player. It's like, I don't know, but something along the lines of 2 and a 1, right? Maybe along those lines. So I believe Matt Stafford will legitimately weigh his options this offseason, and I definitely think for these other teams like the Bears, the Colts, their GMs need to go out there and start calling up the Detroit Lions asking for Matt Stafford and what the asking price is. Because Matt Stafford He's already wasted a lot of his career in Detroit, but he's wasting even more of whatever good years he has left in Detroit. So I hope he requests out just like Deshaun Watson, and I hope he gets to go to a team that helps him compete for a Super Bowl. So there you have, folks. Those are my thoughts on the rumor that Matt Stafford reportedly wants out of Detroit. Whether or not it happens, we will obviously see. I will keep you guys updated. As always, thanks for watching.